Ready, Trevor.
Let's go, man.
One love to Dakota Joshua, man. One love to Dakota Joshua. Thanks for sharing the news. Canucks forward, Canucks human being, Canucks brother, revealing and telling, the world, uh, keynote on the world that he had a tumor removed. Trevor, do you have the statement in front of you? You wanna read it? And we're really just hopping on live quickly here because we just dropped an episode on Dakota Joshua being that guy, the biggest X factor going into next season, literally 30 minutes ago, and just saw this, and it's emotional, man. Don't know the guy, but blue and green, a brother, a person of the world, and I'm glad he got removed and he's recovering. One love, Trevor. You got that statement now?
Yeah, I do. So I'll read it to those who haven't read it yet. And this was just released by Dakota Joshua and the Vancouver Canucks. In the statement, Joshua says, "This summer, I felt a lump on one of my testicles that doctors would later diagnose as testicular cancer. This news was obviously scary to hear, but thankfully the doctors were able to successfully remove the tumor. The last several weeks have been extremely challenging, and I've been fortunate to have the support of my family, friends, teammates, and doctors. Unfortunately, I will not be ready for the start of training camp as I continue to heal from surgery. I plan on returning to play as soon as possible, and this season I'm working hard every day to rejoin my teammates. Although it was very difficult to face the reality of the specific type of cancer, getting checked by a doctor quickly was the best approach, and I encourage men to get checked regularly for testicular cancer. As I continue with my recovery, I thank everyone in advance for respecting my privacy concerning this matter. The team will provide updates as appropriate. In the meantime, I thank everyone for their support and understanding." And you know what? Well up to Dakota, man. And here's the thing about life, right? And we talked about it, a couple weeks back with the Johnny Gaudreau news. You got to treat life like life is short, honestly, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Even if you're the healthiest, fittest athlete in the world, you just never know what tomorrow brings. And, thankfully for Dakota Joshua, he figured it out quickly. And yeah, wishing him all the best. And, I was kind of curious if any other NHLers have gone through this. And I did jog my memory that Abbotsford's own, ironically, I'm recording from Abbotsford right now. Abbotsford's own Shea Theodore was actually diagnosed with testicular cancer back in 2019. He caught it because of a failed drug test at the World Hockey Championships. So again, it's not something you expect to get as a young man, a young athlete. And it was interesting to hear Shea Theodore kind of open up in the Players Tribune after his diagnosis, talking about the emotional aspect of it. And Dakota kind of touched on it in his statement. Shea Theodore says, "Look, I get it. I couldn't even bring myself to tell Phil Kessel. I was so worried to let the boys know what was going on with me. We're not the greatest with emotions, are we? We're not the greatest at taking care of ourselves if something isn't obviously broken." So again, a guy like Shea Theodore, for him not to saying that he can't tell a guy like Phil, to me was an interesting quote, right? But again, it's something that, as men, as jabronis, sometimes we don't want to talk about this stuff, but it's important to be sharing with your brothers and to go get checked, man. And even for me, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had a doctor's checkup in a long, long time, man. So to me, this might be the motivation to go get myself checked out because I got the pearly whites, but hey, man, you never know what's going on inside your body sometimes.
Yeah, dude, you got to get checked ASAP. And Trevor, you said that you're like, oh, life is short. This is another example of why life's short, and I agree with that. And I also agree with the statement that life is long, and you want to go to the doctor so you can be here for a long time, and spend as much time with those you love. And just very, very fortunate uh to know that like Dakota caught this quote unquote early, whatever that means, and got it removed, and he's recovering. And it just it's one of those things, man. Just makes you think about everything, man. You know how we were went camping a couple weeks ago, and we're just in the middle of the night talking about like, yo, what is this? What's the point of this? And all we do is just, talk and work and do this and do that. And one of these things happens to somebody that you don't even know. But again, a guy who's blue and green, he's close to us, and it hits different. And again, just one love to Dak, and take your time, man. Take your time, take care. For real. The city's got you, sending you just that energy and that healing energy. And I really do appreciate him being open about it though, for real. Because
Yeah.
that communication is key. Dakota Joshua, a big part of the NHL, a big part of Vancouver, so, um, just thanks for the vulnerability, for real.
Yeah, and again, an important thing to share, and it's something that obviously hockey gets put aside, and it's about the health and the greater good, and looking out for one another. And look at Winter Woolies in the comments. Prayers from Edmonton. My dad just passed away from that goddamn disease. Winter
One love.
Woolies, our condolences to you, man. I mean,
Mm,
cancer is one of the worst things out there. I've lost a few family members from cancer. I think we all know someone that's been impacted by cancer. So,
mhm.
F cancer, a static official says in the comments. Static official also saying, Dak for prime minister, man. I mean, hey, he'd be better than the guy in charge, that's for sure. He might be an
Yeah.
American, but come on, man. Just be Canadian. Run for prime minister, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, man. He's a Vancouverite, man. He's here for a long time, and this hits different. And the whole conversation about going to the doctors, the whole conversation about so much of the world. One left to winter, who has dealt with the worst part of all this, and it's man, Bagsy, and everyone watching this and listening, and who's just tapped in over the last couple of years, and all the Canucks fans and all the hockey fans. One love. Let's take care of each other. Let's go to the doctors. You know what I'm saying? And take care for real. Look at this comment from Vancouver's my life. Is this Ryan? Is this Ryan Hernandez? Is it him? I don't know. Sometimes people change usernames, okay? But he says this hits home. I am in remission right now. Hey, take care. One love. You're gonna be healed, man. Healing energy. Those good vibes, and I'm sending it out, and I'm sending it your way. And thanks for sharing, man. Thanks for sharing. I did see something on Twitter that I did want to read. This is just a list of things you could do to check yourself. Signs and symptoms of testicular cancer. Check if you have a lump or swelling in either testicle, a feeling of heaviness in your scrotum, a dull ache in the lower belly or groin, a sudden swelling in the scrotum, pain or discomfort in a testicle or a scrotum, enlargement or tenderness of the breast tissue, which is, pretty fascinating to read when we're talking about testicular cancer, and back pain. So just check those symptoms and go to the doctors, man. Go to the doctors. That's the best. That's the best thing to do here, And I had this affect me a couple months ago, and the person that got hit with this and now is dealing with everything cancer related is on my ass constantly about going to the doctors. I went to the doctors 3 weeks ago. I'm not gonna front. I haven't had a blood test in it feels like half a decade or something. So I was kind of scared to get the results back. And they told me, man, you got to eat less sugar. And now I know. I'm not even joking. He said,
Yeah.
"You're good, bro. You're good." Me and my doctor are close. He's like, "You're good. You're really good. You've been killing it." But I had a conversation with him about my weight and what's been happening over the last couple of years, and he told me straight up, "Yo, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that was not good on your charts, it was over the percentage of whatever stats they have was your blood sugar." So
Hmm.
I'm lucky for that advice, man.
Hey, shout out to living in Canada, man. We do live in one of the best goddamn countries in the world. I will say, like I said, I haven't had a checkup in a long time. I think this is my, shout out to Ryan, shout out to Dak, for sharing and being honest because I haven't had a checkup in a long, long time. I don't even have a family doctor anymore, man. My family doctor
Come on,
retired. So
man.
what's the guy like me do? Do I just go to a walk-in? Do I go find a family doctor? What does a guy like me do, Kyle?
Dude, I'm not okay. Come on, man. I'm not that guy. I'm not the rule book guy, but you know what? There's good people out there. You walk into a clinic and there's a good, friendly doctor there. And you guys connect, boom, bam. You know how they say, there's no room on the list. Clientele is full, bro. Doctors, you want to talk about superheroes? They're not podcasters. They're not people who use the internet. Okay, for real. The doctors, straight up. That's one version of an effing superhero. And again, we'll end it on this note. Want to keep this short. Dakota Joshua, just by sharing it, because again, this is a vulnerable thing and it's a personal thing. It's so personal. Look, I just told you that I had a family member affected by this. I don't even want to tell you the family member is. That's how these things are so personal. And for him to be a person of, again, I'm not gonna say use the word power, but influence. He wears the blue and green, right? He represents Vancouver, and for him to just be so open about this, and right now, as opposed to maybe answering why he wasn't available later on when he comes back, is crucial because he's not just thinking about himself here, which is hard to do in a scenario like this. He's Like, you know what? I'm not going to wait a month or 2 months or however long it takes me to come back to tell people why I was gone. Because in that time, more people could have been like you and I, and you, because now we're talking to you. Like, you got to go to the doctors, man. There you go.
Yeah.
So one love to Dak.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, I was taking a look at the Shea Theodore piece on Player Tribute a bit more. I kind of forgot that Phil Kessel was also a guy that had testicular cancer. Came out, announced it, came back from it, recovered, and was one of the best damn goal scorers in the NHL when he came back from that. So I think onwards and upwards for Dak, because hey, Phil Kessel got treated, got cured, went on to have a great NHL career. Shea Theodore, the BC Bud, got treated, got cured, went on to win a Stanley Cup. All the best to Dak in his recovery. Shout out to you for tuning into Locked On Canucks. And hey, let's all send our best wishes to Dak and all of you who have been affected by cancer.
And yeah, man, straight up, like emphasis on that point of like taking care and just come back whenever, man. Don't feel the pressure to like, oh, I just got my opportunity. I just got paid. I gotta effing, back that thing up. I gotta be out for the boys. Like I'm gonna lose my dude. None of that stuff exists, bro. Like you just it's look at what you just said about Phil Kessel. It just don't worry. Just take care of yourself. And Dak, the sky is still very much the limit for you in your hockey career. One love to doctors, one love to Begsy. Love you, man. One love to all the listeners. Hey, Ryan, thanks for sharing. Winter Woolies, you did not have to share that, but you shared it too. And because of that, we're talking and more people are going to get checked out. So just one love. And yeah, one love to Dak, man. I guess that's it, right? We don't really do stuff like this. So peace out, guys. One love. You got anything else to say?
One love to Dak, one love to you and you listening, and back to Canucks Talk tomorrow, baby.